Hello. I had a day today. I mean, everybody had a day because it's a day and we're live. Doesn't make sense. So I started the day fine, had a nice meeting. Then I had another meeting, and part of it involved a client giving me feedback, which was not, it was critical feedback for sure. And that happens. That happens sometimes where something goes wrong and the client's not happy, or, well, I mean, something goes wrong is what happens. And maybe there's a miscommunication between myself and the client. Maybe there's a miscommunication between myself and the person who works for me. So the client is actually upset about the person who works for me. Sometimes things just get missed. Sometimes things go wrong. So, things get like bookkeeping on a particular client maybe doesn't happen as quickly as we would like to because we're putting out fires for other clients. And sometimes think like that's just how business works, right? Like you're gonna have times where clients are not very happy with you. And I think it's really in how you deal with that makes the difference. Like that's what good customer service is, because if everything was just nice all the time, we wouldn't learn and we wouldn't grow, and like things just aren't nice all the time. So somebody's lying to you if they're telling you it's just roses all the time. And so I like to actually ask for feedback from my clients pretty regularly. Like after tax season, I sent out a note to everybody that just said, hey, like, what did you think of tax season? Like, was it easy to communicate with me? Did you understand what you needed? Was there a piece of the process that you didn't love? What was your favorite part? That kind of thing. And one of the things that I got back in that survey was that somebody had actually said the survey itself, it came way too late. So this person, I had done their taxes in like March or something. She was one of the first people that I had done taxes for. And so I sent her the survey, but it was after my tax season was over. So that was in June. And she wrote in the feedback form, like, this was months ago, like, I don't remember, maybe send your feedback form a little sooner, which is great feedback. Like, of course I should be sending it as part of each individual process and not as part of my like bigger picture process where I'm sending it at the end of tax season. Because yeah, of course she doesn't remember. It's been months, plus like COVID, like it's hard to remember what's going on like a week ago. So yeah, like you get little nuggets from your clients in that way. And then also, if you ask for feedback, when you get positive feedback, you can use that as testimonials on your website. I mean, you have to ask people if that's okay. So I actually, in my survey, will just at the very end say, is it okay if I use use what you've written in the testimonial? May I use your name, and can I use your picture? So then I can have like a picture of the person and what they said all on my website, and I've got a few of those on there. And I think that like if we don't ask for this feedback, then we're just not going to get it, unless it's like critical feedback, because you're definitely going to get critical feedback even if you don't ask for it. But I mean, actually, that's not always the case. Like some people are really good at confrontation, and they're really good at saying like, this is a thing that I don't think is okay. How are we going to fix that? And I love those people because it provides a really good platform, or a really good like jumping off point to say, yeah, there's a problem here and we need to fix it. I'm not great at confrontation. I get really scared when I'm about to have a meeting that I know is going to be really hard, and like things are going to be said that probably both of us are going to be upset about. Like I'm so bad at that. So I'm working on it. That's a thing I'm working on. But yeah, I'm not great at that. I like to just sort of, well, like this could be better, or, like I'm not very good at just, this is what needs to be better. So I love it when a client can be like, hey, I have a problem, let's fix it. And so, yeah, that's, unless you have those kinds of clients, and not everybody is like that, so you might have a couple, but not all of your clients will be like that. It's really, really good to give them the opportunity for feedback. You're going to learn lots about your process, good and bad things about your process, and so it gives you something to work on for sure. And even if you get really good feedback, you can strengthen the piece. It might be surprising, so it might, like, part of the process that you didn't think was a big deal maybe is something that all of your clients are like, yes, this is amazing. Oh, like uploading documents to, like I have a secure folder that I share with all my clients. Like they each get their own secure link that only opens with their email address. And so that piece was really important to my clients, it turns out, for tax season. They loved being able to just upload their documents to this folder and not having to actually bring it in and like collect all that paperwork. So that was a thing that like I knew that I liked, but it was really great to hear from my clients that they liked that. So now I'm trying to think of like, oh, okay, great. People liked that, and like they liked it because they didn't have to deal with their paperwork. So how can I do more of that in my process, in my the way that I work with clients? So yeah, asking for feedback from your clients can be super helpful on the good side and the bad side, because you can change your process and just make it really good. Because excellent customer service is what sets you apart. It doesn't matter what business you're in, excellent customer service is definitely what keeps people and what keeps them coming back, and what's like telling their friends about you, and that's how you get word of mouth, that kind of thing. So ask for feedback. I think that's really important. I recommend doing it regularly, or after like you're finished a project. So like when I finish personal taxes, send out the feedback form. And then I think it depends for you what your big cycles are like. I have an annual renewal of agreements. So every year I like to send, or I should say I will be sending out, because I just switched to the app that allows me to do annual renewal. So I'll be sending out a survey just before we do our agreements. And then we can change our agreements and have a chat and just make sure that everything is good, giving them an opportunity to be like, hey, I want to hear even the negative things. So don't be afraid to do that. I would love to hear from you what your best feedback has been. So maybe it was critical, maybe it was positive feedback, maybe it was your coworker or your friend or your mom or whatever. I'd love to hear what that is. So let me know in the comments what your best piece of feedback was in your life. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you tomorrow.